Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Grammy here, aka Miss Ileane, and welcome to today's video. And what I want you to do is right now, I want you to raise your hand if you're using YouTube cards and end screens on your videos. Go ahead, raise your hand. And those of you who don't have your hands up, oh, you definitely need to watch this video. So today we're going to be talking about using YouTube cards and end screens on our videos. And I want to say happy Sunday to Dr. Elo. Thank you so much for joining today. And what we're going to do is just take a look first at the performance of the cards for those of you who have been using them. Hey, Sammy, how are you? Great to see you today. For those of you who have been using them, or if you're just really not sure where to find any of your stats on using these cards and these end screens, let's start with that. And then we're also going to transition over into how to set them up. And of course, I'll give you tips along the way. Okay, so here we go. Let's go over to YouTube Studio. Now, we're looking at YouTube Studio on my account. And you can see here that you want to go to the tab that's called engagement. You want to go over to the engagement tab, okay? And when you scroll down on the engagement tab, you'll see the top of videos by end screens. And you're also going to see top end screen element types. And all this is going to make sense to you in a minute if you're not familiar with this. And then top cards. Now, because cards are simpler, we're going to start off with cards. And just take a look at this report. And I want you, if you're at home right now watching this, if you're near your desktop, I want you to go ahead and follow those steps. Go over to the engagement tab and then scroll down until you see the cards. And you just want to take a look and get an idea of how many cards are being clicked on your videos and what videos are actually getting those card clicks. And here, I can see there is really not a lot. However, with that said, there is a plus and a minus to that because thinking about your goals, and I always talk about goals, and one of the things that I always advise you guys to do is think about your goals for your video, right? You can use different kinds of cards on on YouTube. Some of those cards can lead to other videos. They could be your videos. They could be other people's videos. Some of those cards can lead to a playlist, and you also can send traffic back to your website from the cards. And Sammy says, I've been forgetting to put the end screens. I should do it again. Uh-huh. Okay. End screens are just a little different. And actually, end screens are a lot different, but they achieve the same function. So let me just back up just a little bit and give you guys a little history. Years ago, we used to be able to add annotations to our videos. And annotations would let us put text up on the screen and all these kinds of things. And people got really upset with YouTube when YouTube had to sunset those annotations. But the problem was the annotations did not work on mobile devices. And as everybody knows, the whole wide world is watching videos on their phones now. So they had to sunset the annotations, and they came up with something with these YouTube cards that really gives us more flexibility. Because as I said earlier, we have options of not just sending people to our other videos and or other people's videos, but also to send people back to our website. Okay, so I hope you guys have a website. If not, make sure you watch the last video that I uploaded here and the importance of having a website. So you've got to decide if you're really wanting to drive people away from your channel, because if that's your goal, you want to build up website traffic, and this is your reason for putting this video up, then you don't mind if you're driving people away. And one of the big differences between cards and end screens, there's a few differences, but this one is one that I really want you to keep in mind, is that you can actually place cards just about anywhere across the length of your video. Of course, the end screens only come at the end. Okay? So I could have a card to say, watch this video here. Then 30 seconds later, I can say, yeah, and I also have this video here. And I can move the placement of, and those links that people can click on to go to another video will appear on one side of the screen. Whereas the difference with end screens is that the end screens can be moved around to different positions on screen. Whew, okay. And Sammy even says he remembers using annotations years ago. It's so delightful to know a person that can remember these things because I know that a lot of folks who are newer to YouTube and who may be really searching for this particular video, you may not know the history. And it's really not important now because you can't use them. But on the other hand, it's also important so that you know the evolution of these things and to also think about what could be coming next based on the technology. As technology evolves now, like voice is a big thing now, right? Voice searching. Who knows? Maybe one day we can say, hey, YouTube, go to that video. Who knows? I'm just pie in the sky here, but I just want you to know that it's important to know the history because it may also be an indication of what's to come. Okay. All right. And so Sammy says, I started in 2015. So I remember, I think the YouTube cards actually came out in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, as I did some research here on my own channel. I think my very first video where I talked about YouTube cards was in 2016. So that was a time when they hadn't completely phased them out yet, but they started with the cards. They didn't even have end screens back then. So the cards, when they introduced the cards, that was a signal that those annotations were going away. And so this is another reason I decided to cover this topic today, because the last time I covered the topic, we were kind of in transition with the two different features. So right now it's cards and end screens. And remember, as I said, the cards can be put in anywhere during your video timeline, whereas the end screens, of course, only happen at the end of the videos. Okay, so now let's just go back over to looking at some more of the stats, okay? And I'm not so much showing you guys my stats as I'm showing you where to go on your account. So I'm going to back up. All right. And this engagement tab. And actually, you can tell that even YouTube thinks the end screens are more important because they put them up at the top. Okay. Top video by end screens. Letting you know. So for example, this one particular video has been clicked on 21 times in the last 8 days. So that's almost once a day. This video gets clicked on and hopefully watched, consumed. It was a shorter video, uh, almost every day this month. So, to answer my question, that is the title that's on my thumbnail here, do the cards and end screens work? And the answer is yes. So, you're really missing out if you're not using them. Okay? So, let's just go into one more thing before we actually go into the interface, because that's also something that's changed. We're going to take a look at the interface of how to set up the cards. And before I do that, I just wanted to give you a friendly reminder here. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead. Now is a great time for you to subscribe and make sure that you click that little notification bell so you know whenever I go live. Let's see, I think I have another comment here. I love Sammy. He says, "This is amazing." Thank you, Sammy. My goal always on this channel, and this is why I do encourage you to subscribe. My goal is always to help you use these tools, because I know that navigating YouTube Studio is really very intimidating for someone who doesn't do it every day. I'm in here almost every single day. So, and even sometimes I still forget. I'm like, how do I find that thing? So, if you have someone who can just literally hold your hand and say, okay, click here. All right. So this is what we're going to do. Now we're going to go back to the engagement tab, and just to backtrack a little where we are. We're in our YouTube studio. I'm going to go back to the beginning. This is where you would be. Hey, Dana, great to see you. Thank you so much. And Broken String says, "I really like your videos." Thank you. I'm doing it every day too. Good, 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 good for you. So just to backtrack, and let's just get this whole navigation, these step by steps down. So when you start from your YouTube studio, you start on your dashboard, okay? And then from there, you're going to go to the analytics. I'm looking over on the left-hand side, okay? Going to click on analytics. And of course, there's all kinds of wonderful information here. We're not going to go down these other paths today. I have plenty of other videos here to help you with these other tabs, but today we are focusing on engagement. And one of the things, or two of the things, that YouTube thinks about when they think about engagement is the things that they have provided for us, features that YouTube has provided for us, okay? Which is these end screens and the cards, and also playlists. So you'll see some data there for playlists. And so we'll get to that in a minute. So for now, we just want to go. We looked at these end screens and we see the videos that are getting the most clicks. So you know that your end screens are working. Oh, let me just back up one more thing about an end screen. Why an end screen is so much more important to YouTube, and it should be to you as well, is because it means the person who was watching made it to the end of your video. Now, YouTube cards are cool too, because they can still help guide people in the right path, because they could be watching your video, but maybe you mentioned something like, if you need to know more information about this thing, click here, and you send them to the card. That really helps them get the information that they're really looking for. But in the case of the end screen, they finished watching your video, and now you don't want them to go to someone else's video, unless it's someone that you've partnered with or you're piggybacking off of their content somehow, right? Maybe you're reacting to something they said, and you're kind of collabing with someone. But for the most part, you want to keep them on your channel watching your videos, right? If you're trying to grow on YouTube. Because as I said earlier, remember, you also can send them to your website. You're like, okay, you watch that video. Now go over to my website and sign up for my email list. Yay, right? We're all for that too. Okay. So the end screen really has priority in the sense that you're able to put more end screens on. The person has consumed your content. The viewers have consumed your content. They've come to the end. And now, what to do next? You want to serve them up a video that you think they're going to be interested in, or even better yet, a playlist that they're going to be interested in based on the video that they're watching, right? And you'll also see that you have other options in there. And now, so we're going to get down to that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my videos, and I've pretty much used these cards and end screens on all my videos. However, with that said, some of you guys may know that I've been on YouTube since 2009. So some of the old videos before cards even came out may not even have cards on them. So I want to try to find a really old video. So I'm just going to try to go towards the end somehow, even though that didn't do that. It just went to the next page. Let's try to get more rows on the page. We got 50 here. And so just bear with me as YouTube thinks about it and sifts through all my data and all that good stuff. And you guys who are here live, first of all, thank you. But let me know if you have any questions or if you have feedback about any of your experience with cards. Are you checking your stats to see if the cards are working? If I were to ask you right now, do you know what video people are clicking on from cards? Would you be able to answer that question? Now you saw that I can answer that question because we just saw it. I don't remember what the second most video was, but I do remember the first one was my video about how to turn on screen sharing on your Mac on some of the in the Catalina. All right, and some of the videos, some of the softwares that you may not see in your list automatically. Okay, so let's try this old video. I don't even know if this video is still, it says it's public. All right, so hang on. Let me just look in here. Well, we can do it together. This is an older video from back in the day, as my friend Dave Jackson would say. And so this is the area here where you would add the end screens. And so I'm going to close out this little toolbar from TubeBuddy, the quick action toolbar. Okay. So this is the area here on the right-hand side. Now, if you're not using vidIQ, you won't see some of these things, over here. They won't be getting in your way. All right. So let's just go into the end screen editor. And you'll see, okay, I don't have an end screen on this video. YouTube gives us a choice. When you see these little diagrams here, it's just a suggested layout. And it tells you, what does this represent? This represents one video, one link, and one subscribe. Now, even though, I'm going to stop just for 1 minute because I see a lot of YouTubers doing this. And so I just want to clarify my stance on this. And even though I want you to subscribe, and most YouTube creators want to get more subscribers, one thing I do not do is put a subscribe at the end on an end screen. And I will tell you why. We also have a feature here on YouTube, which is known as a watermark, where you could put like a little bug, a little subscribe that shows up during the whole video, or you can set it so that it shows up that it's on screen during your whole entire video. Okay? So if I've already got that enabled, and I'll show you guys in a minute how to set that up if you haven't done it already. If you've already got that enabled, right? And Dr. Elo says, thanks for sharing. Oh, you're welcome. And also, you said this is awesome info. Yay! See, my work is done. Now, I can stop the video right now. Oh, just kidding. I'm not going to do that. All right. So, if you've got that little watermark, that's part of your channel branding. And I'm going to make myself a note because I'm not going to leave here without showing you how to add the channel branding, which is super duper simple. All right. And that branding is already a subscribe button. So why would you waste an end screen putting another subscribe? Like, how many places you're going to ask them to subscribe at the same time? Right? So I never use that one. That's just a super secret ninja tip for you. Okay. But let's go back to the screen share and just going back over the options that you have there. So you have all these different layouts. And of course, if you are a TubeBuddy user, you are able to create templates and all that stuff. Or you can import from other videos. And this is just from YouTube. Like here you'll see, I'm going to hover over it. If you were using TubeBuddy, if you have templates, then you would do that. Or you can import from video. I just don't happen to have a TubeBuddy template right now to show you, I don't think. I'm not going to take any chances, and I'm just going to show you what I would normally do. I would typically come in here and choose a specific video. And let's say I'll choose one that I know is a very popular video. This video has 19,000 views. And screen cannot be imported because of mismatching video aspect. Okay, that's another thing that you may run into if you've done videos, if you've got older videos on your channel. So currently, my videos aspects are 1920 by 1080, but you know, 1920 wasn't a thing back in the day. We always used 1280 by 720. And so that's what that video is. And that's why it can't. So what I would do instead is just go to add element. And this is also an alternate way for you to do it, even if you didn't get that little crazy warning that I just showed you. You just add element. And this is important because you're also going to see the different elements. And the choices are a video, a playlist, a subscribe, which I already told you you don't need to use, a channel, because you may have another channel, or like I said earlier, you may be collaborating with someone, so you can link to their channel, or a link. Now, you're only going to be able to add this link if you've got it all turned on and configured inside of YouTube, okay? So you have to be monetized and you have to have approved channels and all that. See, it even tells you can only link to approved websites. So for example, I'll just link to my ILEANESBuddy.com. Okay, that's an approved site. But I want to get fancy and I want to send it to my page that I created that's like a link tree page. So it's ILEANESmith.com/links. Now, I can use this here, and I would use this on this particular video. Once again, you always got to think about your strategy. What's your goal? If somebody happens to run across this video that I did about Udemy, which is an online learning site that I don't even use that much anymore, somebody happens to run across it. I don't have any more videos on this topic, so I don't have anywhere to send them, really, that's related. Maybe this is the time when I say, you know what, I'm just going to see if they end up going to my website. It's not that major. However, I would never do that for one of my top videos. Like I was showing you that Facebook avatar video. It's got 19,000 views. I want whoever's watching that video to stay on YouTube. I don't want to send them to my website. I love my website. Don't get me wrong. But I really want that person to stay on YouTube. And I just want this to be your thought process, guys. You don't have to make the same decision that I make. It's like I'm just trying to coach you to think about what you would link out to on your cards or on your end screens. All right. Don't just willy and nilly. And you don't have to listen to the gurus either. Just like I'm saying to you, this is what I do, but you don't have to listen to me. Do you, boo boo? Okay. I want you to think, what is it you really want from your videos? What's the impact you're really trying to make? You're trying to grow your audience on YouTube. You're trying to get more views, or do you really want people to, I don't know, go over to your Facebook page? I'm just throwing that out there. Not that you can link to Facebook, but I just want you to have that thought process there. And, just like I mentioned about the subscribe button. If I've got this subscribe little animation popping up on screen, there's a little bug over here on the side that says subscribe. I'm not going to waste any of my cards or my end screens on subscribe. Just think about these things, okay? All right. Oh, one more thing I want to tell you, because I do this all the time. And I don't know if you've ever used your phone, but used your Google Chromecast or some other casting device and cast it to your TV. Well, if you've ever done that, then you will know that none of these cards or end screens work on smart TVs. Just want y'all to know that. Because I see people always pointing and stuff. And I try most of the time, even if I mention a card, I try not to point because I cast to my big screen TV all the time. Sometimes the people look so silly, and they swear that they are professional, right? In their point, and they've got these purple neon lights in the background and all that good stuff. And they're just smooth as silk. But when you're watching it from the big screen TV, it looks silly. Just my opinion. You can subscribe to it or not. Doesn't matter. Just throwing it out there. All right. So let's go back into adding one of these end screen elements, because here's some more important points here. Even though I said I was sending someone to this link, YouTube wants me to add a custom message. So I would say, visit my website. And then also a call to action. So they give you choices here on the call to action. It could be visit, sign up, shop, download, support, order, buy. That's nice. They let you send someone to a link to buy something. And they even let you put a call to action there that says buy. So I'm just going to put that there. This says buy. Just because I don't even know if I knew I could do that. And then there's a little pencil here. What does that tell you? Oh, it's giving me the option to put up an image. And these are the images that came from my website when they went over there to look and see what images were there. And I definitely want to, they say the men all pause when you walk into the room. That's what happens when Beauty Bubble comes into the room. Everybody pauses and says, hello, Beauty Bubble. Perfect topic today. Oh, thank you so much, my dear. All right. So I've given you guys a few scenarios some good and bad. And so I just want to make sure we've covered them all. All right. So let's go back into this. All right. So what we're going to do, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave this. I don't even really care about this video, right? You guys know that. So I'm just going to go over to a for real scenario here. Let's go to one of my real videos. And how we can do this is let's go to, excuse me, let's go back into analytics and let's go back to engagement. All right, started moving fast. Yay. And let's go here. It says top videos by end screen. Okay, let's going to go into see more. So I can see all the videos by end screen. And this is the video here. Let's just go to that video. I'm going to click on the analytics for that video because that's going to take me to where I can click on details. Okay. And because I know this is a popular video, all right, and I don't have a lot of videos about screen sharing on a Mac, all right? This is kind of a one-off. Just so happened that it hit for me. So now let's go in here and see what I did in terms of end screens. And I'll let you know if I think I did the right thing. Yes, I did. Sort of. Here's what I have. Best for viewer. Best for viewer. This means allow YouTube to select a video from your channel to best suit the viewer. Man, oh man, is that a win? That's a winner chicken dinner right there. Let YouTube not just pick any old random video. Not pick a video that is on the trending page. But remember, this viewer has watched and consumed your entire video. They're at the end now. They don't know what to do next. Maybe you solved their problem. Maybe you didn't. Maybe they just want to watch videos. They like the sound of your voice. Whatever. Okay? And your friends at YouTube are giving you the option because they know more about that person than you do. Excuse me. You really don't know that much about that person. You don't know if they're a 55-year-old male or a 16-year-old female or a non-binary 89-year-old person. Okay? You don't know what their viewing habits are. You don't know what they've been searching for. I'm sorry, excuse me. I got a little froggy. You don't know what they've been searching for, but YouTube does. YouTube knows that person. So they're going to show them one of your videos based on that person's viewing habits. Go for that every time. Put that end card on your videos every single time. Promise me that, okay? I want y'all to tweet at me on Twitter with your undying promise that you will always, always, always use the best for viewer end screen on your videos, okay? Always use that one. Now, you may also want to send people to your most recent upload, or you may have a specific video or playlist in mind that is perfect for that person. All right, let's go back to screen share. In this case, I picked the best for viewer. That was the first element. Then I added the second element here, which is my playlist for EcammLive, because EcammLive is a Mac app. And so I figure if they're searching for stuff about screen sharing on Mac, which is the title of this particular video, then yeah, they probably want to know about EcammLive. Or maybe they do, maybe they don't. All right. But I have those choices. And I also could add another element here if I wanted to. I could send them to somebody else's channel. Okay. Or I could send them to my website. Or I could add another video or another playlist. I'm not going to. I just wanted to focus on those two on this. So this is how you have to think it through, guys and gals. And yeah, depending upon your topic, depending upon your audience, you may not see huge results from the end screens because let's face it, people ain't always watching to the end of your video. It just all depends. You know, you've got to go into your analytics and see. There's some videos that get more watch time at the end than others. Now, it takes a lot of time, depending upon how many videos you have. It takes a lot of time for you to sift through all that information to determine that. But let's just hope for the best on every single video and make sure that every single video has an end screen and also every single video has a card, at least one card, depending on the length of the video. For example, this video, right now we're at 36 minutes. So I know I'm going to have at least 2 or 3 cards on this video. It just all depends. All depends upon, how the topics go. So one of the wonderful things, another reason why I'm such a huge fan of TubeBuddy, and I can't do it from this video because that's just the one I'm live streaming on. Sorry, clicked on the wrong video. Such a big fan of TubeBuddy is because TubeBuddy reminds you to add these elements. So let's go back to screen share. And even though it's over here, YouTube has it over here, you may just kind of miss it. There's so many things you have to do here, but TubeBuddy has given you this best practice guide here. All right. And here's a couple things that I can do. This is a new thing, the chapters. I could go in here and add chapters on this video. Because it's only a 2-minute and 33-second video, I just didn't get around to adding the chapters yet. Longer videos like this one, I would definitely add chapters to. Get a like on Facebook. I wasn't trying to promote this on Facebook, so it's okay. Pin a comment. That's something that I definitely need to do. So I will go over to comments. Now, this is a link that TubeBuddy provides, but sometimes I just like to go over here on YouTube. And this says that there's no comments I haven't responded to. So that's okay, because we want to pin a comment, right? So here, this person is coming out with, oh, thank God, and exclamation point, exclamation point. I can't even count all exclamation points. So I'm just going to go ahead and I don't know Jenya, but thank you, Jenya, for the lovely comment. And I'm going to pin her comment. And that was from 3 months ago. All right. And I know there's no other comment pinned, even though most of the people that are on here are already saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. A couple of people said it doesn't work for me, but then I had to give them additional instruction. And then this, you see here, this guy says, yep, this did the trick. Yeah, because he didn't really follow the instructions, but that's okay. I'm still here to hold your hand, even when you think you watched my video, but you really didn't. I'm still here for you because I've been there. I've done it before. I had to go back and forth. Just give you an idea about TubeBuddy and how wonderful they are. I was going back and forth with them about a specific menu pop up that I wasn't seeing. Your girl was wrong, right? I'll tell y'all, spoiler alert. Your girl was wrong. It was there, okay? But I wasn't seeing it. And I'll show you why I wasn't seeing it. because my screen was so zoomed and I went back and forth with TubeBuddy about 5 times with their support. They were so patient with me. And what I was trying to get to is this tool called the Launchpad. And I'll actually show you that in a minute. All right. And I kept saying, I don't see where I can get to the Launchpad. Well, here, the little TubeBuddy icon, you can barely see it there. In fact, if I zoom in a little bit more, you'll probably be able to see it a little bit better. Yeah, no, it was covering up this word here, and that's where I couldn't see. And this is where I was trying to get, was to add this video to the Launchpad. Now, this is a super old video from 2015, so I don't really care about it being in the Launchpad. So now I'm going to, while that's TubeBuddy is analyzing that video, we'll come back to that. And by the way, if you do want to get TubeBuddy, go ahead and use my code, which is ILEANESBUDDY, and you can get 20% off. And I'll give you the link. Now, this time when I point, I'll be pointing to something that's going to always be there. And that's Ileane.link/TubeBuddy. Oh, gosh. Even though on the smart screen TV, that's going to be there. All right. So let's, now actually, I want to hide it because I just want to show you what I was talking about earlier, which was the channel branding. All right. So let me, remember I zoomed in really far on this. Now I got to zoom back out. So now we can go back to screen share. Okay. And thanks. I see thumbs ups are still coming in. Thank you so much, guys. Go ahead and keep commenting. You know, if you have questions, go ahead and put your questions in there. And what I want to bring your attention to is the cog wheel. And actually, I see that it's off the page. So I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit more so you can see it. All right, it's over on the left-hand side. No, you still can't see it. It's okay. It's the settings cog wheel. You know what I'll do? I'll just turn off vidIQ because we're not talking about vidIQ right now anyhow. So vidIQ is getting in the way right now. So we get rid of it. All right. And then we're going to refresh. Okay. Come on with your questions and comments, guys. Let me know if this is helpful for you. Let me know if you're using cards. Any of that good stuff. Oh, you still can't see it. It just so happens to be down. Oh, maybe if I just bring the page up some, you'll be able to see it. Nope, that's not going to do it either. I want you to know where this cogwheel is. So whatever it takes for me to get this cogwheel into view here, I will do it. All right, so I'm going to I have to unlock the scene. So bear with me. Okay, and then I'm going to get rid of the zoom. Okay, here we go. Now I can zoom it back up a little so you can see. This cogwheel is over here on the left. Just making sure you can see it. Okay, it's on the bottom of the left-hand side, the settings cogwheel. Super important. There's a lot of juicy information in here. So let me go back to zoomed in screen. And let me just make sure you can only see the one thing. Okay. And you've got your channel, your settings, you've got advanced settings, and you've got branding. Remember I told you I was going to show you about the channel branding? You see where I went? I'm gonna do that again because I was kind of shaky getting there. Okay. And this is important. Okay. Settings, channel. And on channel, you've got 4 different tabs: basic, advanced, branding, feature eligibility, we're going to look at branding. And I can upload, or we can upload what I call a little bug or a little logo, just a little teeny image. And I've went out on the internet or somewhere, I found a subscribe image, and I'm not going to remove it or replace it. So you can see there, it shows you like the layout of what position it would be. Remember, I said it's always over. You probably can see it on the screen right now. And I have it set to entire video. However, you do not have to do that. You can have it just come up at the end of the video, or you can have it come at a custom start time. I don't have time for all of that. I'm not trying to figure out what is the custom start time. How effective is it if it's at the end? If I just put it up there during the entire video, that gives you a whole lot of options, a whole lot of opportunities to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you are subscribed, and thank you very much, everybody who's here, I do believe is a subscriber. I know it doesn't annoy you that that little subscribe is there, because it's ever so subtle, it's ever so small, and I'm aware that it's there. So I don't try to like screen share anything that's over in that area and all that good stuff. Okay. But if I ever mess up, forgive me. Because we have these three choices: the end of the video, at a custom start time, or throughout the entire video. And if I've got a subscribe button on my screen that anybody can click on throughout the entire video, I see no reason why I need to add an end screen to tell people to subscribe. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll find out I'm wrong. Because what you should always do with things like this is test them. Test them out and see if it makes a difference. Okay? No matter what I tell you, no matter what strategy you've used in the past and you think it's a winner, I always say test, test, test. And Reggie Digital is here. Could you make a subscribe button a little bigger? LOL. Yeah, actually, yeah, no. Oh, very cute, very cute. Yeah, I made it bigger. Look up at the screen now. Not only did I make it bigger, I animated it as well. Actually, my friends at Live Streaming Pros did that, and you can get them from their livestreamingpros.com/store. But you got to be using a cool piece of software like EcammLive in order to put that on screen, or I guess you could use OBS as well. Not gonna work on StreamYard, so don't even try it. Do not try this at home. Okay, so let's look at we've talked about the end screens a lot, and I want to go back also now and talk about the cards, because we kind of talked a little bit about the difference between the cards and the end screens. We see that even YouTube feels that the end screens are more important, because when we go to look at our stats, what's at the top? The end screens, right? So we already know that, so YouTube is very subtle sometimes. They probably will never come out and say, "Oh, the end screens are more important than the cards." They're not going to say that. But I'm telling you, look at the placement. It's up at the top. So that's not a random placement there, okay? So now let's go back. Let's go back into our analytics. And just to remember how we got there, we went to analytics, where you start off at your dashboard. And there's, nice things to learn here on your dashboard and wonderful things to see here. But most of the time, I go right past that and I go to analytics. In fact, I never really go to the dashboard. I'm just showing you because, you may start off there. All right. But from there, because we're talking about cards, we're going to go into engagement. This is where you're going to see top videos by end screen. Well, over here is just top videos. So that's just showing you top videos, period. Okay. But over here is top videos by end screen and then top playlists. Now, remember, the playlist is an option that you can use on the end screens as well as on the cards. Now, this is something else that you will experiment. I don't have a definitive answer or any definitive statistics about using a card or an end screen for a playlist versus using one for a video. It seems like it would make sense that you want to send people to a playlist, but they may just get over to that playlist and say, oh my gosh, I don't have all that kind of time. They might. I don't know. And you probably don't know either. All right. You may notice that, remember, one of the options is for YouTube to send people to what's best for the viewer. Let YouTube send them to a playlist. Now, that best for viewer option is only available on the end screen, not on the card. Okay? Not on the card. So, let's go back. Now, this we didn't talk about earlier. It says top end screen element types. Let's go in there and you see that one of the top end screen element types is the playlists for me. 45 clicks. What I really want you to do on this report, depending upon how many videos you have and how much data you see here, the smaller amount of data means that you need to go back more days. Okay. So in this case, I'm just going to go back 90 days because I did see some data, but I want to see if I can get a better picture. And I still see that playlist is still number one, and then best for viewer, and then most recent upload. So I did use the most recent upload a couple of times. When I tried to send people to a video, they didn't always like that video I wanted to send them to. All right. So links, I rarely use them. So it's okay that I didn't get any clicks on them because I rarely even use them. And the subscribe. Now this first column here is actually one that I added. And I'm going to show you how to add a column. This particular report just gives you these two columns. Okay. But on just about all these reports, YouTube gives you the option to add a metric to the table. And that's not how I added that one. Sorry. I actually clicked up here, select a secondary metric. All right. And so from here, I just said, let me just add views. Okay. They're really, I think that's what I clicked. I can't remember now, but either way, just wanted to show you that you do have the option here to add an additional metric, or you can go into this little icon. Let me remove this one. I'll just go to hide it. Or you go to this little plus button and see all these things are crossed off. That means you can't add them here. The only ones that they're letting you add in this area of analytics is some that are related to end screens. So we'll just add that one. All right. So this is great because, why is this report great? I'm just going to remind you, I told you before, I don't know if who knows the answer, but you don't have to type it in the chat. But think about it. Why is it great to see the end screen elements shown? What does that mean? That means that 10,000 people got to the end of a video where I had best for viewer Yeah, and that's there it is. That's why I was number one earlier. Best reviewer was always number one for me, and that's why, because 10,000 in the last 90 days, 10,000 people or 10,000 views made it to the end of the video and they saw that best reviewer. All right. Even though a little bit more people clicked on the playlist one, that's good. That means I'm picking good playlists to suggest to people. And 9,000, that's a lot. See how there's a big drop between playlist and the most recent upload? So I had 9,500 people saw the playlist end screen, but only 2,800 people saw the most recent upload. Now, that's partly because I don't use the most recent upload as much as I do the playlist one. So there's a lot that goes into these these specs, and there's a lot for you to think about and think through. I don't want you to like get in here and spend hours and hours digging through these stats when you could be creating videos. Okay. But I do want you to take at least 10 or 15 minutes, maybe once a month or once a quarter, and just say, wow, wonder how my end screens are doing. Wonder how my YouTube cards are doing. I wonder if there's one video that, is getting seen a lot based on the cards that I'm putting on my videos. And it's going to make you feel good. It's going to make you feel like you made some wise choices, because if you don't put any end screens on your videos, you're not going to see any data there. And you didn't send people to a new video because you didn't even bother to take the, I don't know, 29 to 40 seconds that it takes to decide what you're going to link to: best reviewer, playlist, a specific video. Those are the options that I like to use. All right. All right. So a little bit more. We're going to talk a little bit more about cards. Because when we talked about the websites that we can send people to, and I mentioned that you do need to have your channel monetized and so forth in order to utilize those cards, right? The ones that go to your website. But there are other websites that you can send people to besides your own. All right. So I've already sent these people to a video about TubeBuddy. And this was a long live stream. So, no, this wasn't a live stream. This was a 5-minute uploaded video. So let's just pick that little section right there. And I'm going to add a card. And I can add a link. And there's a different interface, I think, that shows you the list of all the approved websites. But let's say, for example, I wanted to send people to my Patreon. And Patreon is one of the approved websites. I know what it is. I have to send you over. I have to go into a different interface. Let's see. All right. Link cards must have a call to action. So I blew it on that one, because what I was supposed to do, in fact, let's just delete that. You guys saw that earlier. What was supposed to do was put a little call to action in there and say, join my Patreon or something like that. Okay. But let's see if we can figure out. Oh, you have to say discard changes because you didn't make any changes. Okay. And I do believe it's back on those settings. Go back into the settings area. Okay. If I'm not mistaken. And under channel, feature eligibility. Hang on, you guys gotta give me bear with me, because YouTube has actually changed where they put this particular feature. Not there. And I'm not sure where that is. I may have to save that for a different video. Advanced settings. No, it wouldn't be under that, and it wouldn't be under monetization. Because there is a place here where you can say what approved websites. Well, let's just go through it one more time. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I have to click on this customized channel. That could be it. Because this actually is like the old interface. Nah, that's not it. Let's go. Let's try one more thing. Let's just go to my channel, which is probably the same page I'm already on. Yeah, it is. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't remember where that is. Let's go through here. And the settings is probably the same settings we were already on. Ah, no, it's a different settings. Okay. All right, so I think we're getting there. Thanks for bearing with me. Advanced settings. Billings. Watch it. Connected accounts. No, not that kind of connected accounts. Advanced, yeah. YouTube kind of sends you on on down a rabbit hole. Channel status and features. I think no, I'm not going to say I think we're getting there again. Custom URL, external annotations. I think this might be it. Even though it says annotations, edit video and video settings. Oh my goodness, we are not going to go down here. It's just too many merch and crowdfunding sites. List of approved merchandise sites. Here we go. And I am going to actually put this link in the chat. And I apologize that it took so long, but you guys can see what's going on here. You can actually link to these sites as well. So if you have a shop, like a lot of folks are using TeePublic. Let's see if that one's under here. Teespring, I'm sorry. Teespring. You can link to your Teespring account. Once you've got to be approved partner and all that stuff. And you can promote your verified website associated with your channel. Partner program, associate your site with your Google account, add a card of videos to your website, and associate a site. Come on, get me there, guys. Under associated website, click next to create. Okay, well, here is the link to how you do this. Yeah, they kind of make you jump through hoops, ladies and gentlemen, but you can do it. And if I ever get like a quick step-by-step, I will definitely share it with you guys here on a separate video, because what happens is once you actually get to that page, you'll see your associated website. Or if you've never added one, you'll be able to add one, and YouTube has to verify it through your connections through your Google account. And you're like, well, what about if I have more than one website like I do? I have Basic Blog Tips. And then years later, I got ILEANESBUDDY.com. And what all you have to do is just keep typing in that same box. It looks like I'm not associating with Basic Blog Tips anymore, but you still are. Once that's been approved, it's approved. But then you just type over that and add a different one, and you just add a different one. As long as it's connected through your Google account with your Google Analytics, and you put that little code on there, Webmaster. They used to call it Webmaster Tools. It's something else now. So it's a little bit more in depth than what I wanted to show here, and I really thought it was going to be easy for us to click in there and find all the list of associated websites, but it just doesn't make it easy for you to find it. And so I think that um, they need to make that easier. And so I will tweet at the YouTube team YouTube that it needs to be easier for us all to find associated website. Because if I was to start a new website tonight, I want to be able to associate it with my YouTube channel. And in some cases, maybe I have an unlisted video where I'm introducing people to the website. And I want to be able to tell them, click the video here, and it takes you right over to the website. I want to be able to do that. You know, there's always an instance or a specific case, you know, thinking about your strategy of when you would use that feature. In general, you're trying to grow your YouTube, you're trying to get your watch time, you're trying to get more subscribers. You don't really want to send people off of YouTube. You want to keep them here. All right, so you want to link out to best for viewer or a playlist. Make your playlist compelling. Don't have a lot of videos in your playlist, because when somebody looks and they see she's got 52 videos. I had a playlist like this recently. I had to break it down because there was like 52 videos, and it was a playlist about YouTube. I had too many videos in there. I'm like, who's going to watch that? Because they're going to get there and they're like, oh my gosh. And, you know, like, which video do they really want to watch if I've got 50 some video? So you want to have a playlist with like 4 or 5 videos. And it's okay to have more than one. Change the title slightly, add the different keywords in there that really binds those videos together. You know, like this video is kind of like about YouTube optimization. So maybe I will create a new playlist as soon as I finish running my mouth, because I'm about to end the stream. I'll create a new playlist that's like YouTube video optimization. I don't have a playlist with that name. I'm going to write that down right now, because video optimization. And I just put like 5, maybe even 3, especially since this is a long live stream, 3 videos in that playlist, because it's really, really specific. Okay. So just think about, if you're a viewer, if you're, you know, you go to your favorite YouTuber's channel, and it doesn't have to be an education channel, of course, like mine, but it could be a YouTuber maybe that you watch. Maybe it's a comedian or a musician that, you know, I say, for example, I subscribe to the Prince channel, and you know, his I don't know, I'll say the folks that handle his business, rest in peace, Prince. They have found a way to keep content coming. So the other day they did a 4-hour live stream. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I got there at the last 4 or 5 minutes of it, but I was just still hype. But it would be great if they had that in a separate playlist. Or I don't know if they're going to be doing these like DJ parties going forward with Prince songs. They should put them all in one playlist, because I'm not going to want to watch one of my old Prince classics and then go into the next video be the 4-hour live stream. That, me personally, I'm not going to want to do that. Maybe somebody else would, you know, because usually when I listen to my Prince, I'm working out. And then with a live stream, that's not going to work for me because I need to know what song is coming up next. That's just my mindset. So you just try to put yourself in the shoes of your viewer. Why are they coming and watching your content? Is it because you're teaching them something? Is it because they just like watching your videos? Is it because you are providing some type of comic relief maybe in their life? You like Prince, but what? You don't know Prince? I have a playlist that is called The Purple One. In fact, I think I have more than one Prince playlist. I can't believe you wouldn't think that I like Prince. I would never think you worked out with that music. OMG. I cannot. I find that so hard to believe. I guess because you probably don't know. I kind of grew up on Prince. I'm going to show you. I am going to show you. Oh gosh. No, I go to my playlist and search for Prince. And do you believe it? It didn't show up. Hang on. Oh, because it's called the purple one. It's not even called Prince. That's why it didn't show up. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go to the screen share. I went to my playlist page and I searched. Here you go, the purple one. And here we go. Call My Name. I could listen to that video over and over. And Prince and the New Power Generation. OMG. Makes me want to work out. But my all-time favorite video is When Doves Cry. Yeah. But, you know, a lot of the songs, it could change from one day to the next. But really, When Doves Cry is, now see, this got in here by mistake. How to add a stinger transition in Streamlabs OBS. What the heck? And I love my buddies at Live Streaming Tech, Dale and his brother. Dale Roberts and his brother. All right, that's got to go out of there. And you know I don't watch OBS tutorials anyway. Ah, yes. No, I didn't mean that you don't know Prince. I meant that you don't know that I grew up on Prince. And when I say grew up, even though I wasn't a child, yeah, that was my partying. I mean, I love Prince. I absolutely love and adore. And I honestly, you know, not to really go down a separate rabbit hole, but I think it deserves a little attention. I honestly have mixed feelings about the fact that his videos are on YouTube because, you know, Prince did not want his videos on here and they were not on here. But at the same time, I understand that by him, his life ending, you know, a young, relatively young age that when he died, I understand that his family still needs to survive and you know his benefactors, and I say family because I really don't know. I don't know who's in his will. I wasn't there. Okay, his benefactors, they need to survive and they can't survive if unless they can monetize his existing content, of course, because he can't continue to make any more. So at least his wishes were carried out throughout his life, that his music wasn't on YouTube. And so, you know, he's gone now, and those folks got to eat. And you know, they're used to eating filet mignon and lobster and not Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? So, so you know, and honestly, the When Doves Cry movie, I'm sorry, the When Doves Cry video, um, actually, when I would say about 2 or 3 days after he died, I found out that it was on YouTube because I was saying to somebody, we were in a group chat and I was saying his music's not on YouTube, and they were like, yes, it is, because Pirates had started putting all his videos up there because, you know, the Prince family couldn't take the videos down fast enough and put those copyright claims, and they had other things to deal with at the time. So when the When Doves Cry video first got on there, somebody put it up, and I literally put it up on my Instagram. I love that video so much. And in the beginning of the video, there's a bathtub in the middle of the room, and then there's smoke, and then he gets out of the tub. So anyway, it wasn't until maybe 2 years later I get a copyright claim inside of Instagram about that. Because of course I didn't put the whole video up there. I just put a little clip of him saying, "Dig if you will the picture." I'm not trying to get this video taken down. So anywho, bottom line is they got it together and they started issuing those copyright claims, and they took that down, but they wanted to be the ones to put the music up. So if it has to be up, then this should be up by his channel and his people and people that he loved. And he knows they got to eat too. I know he's watching from up above saying, "Darn, I wish it wasn't YouTube." But what else? What you going to do? So it's really the best distribution platform for the iconic music of Prince. So the purple one, yeah, maybe I should put Prince in there in case I'm ever looking for it again. But I want this playlist, even though it's public, I just want it to be for me. I really don't want other people knowing about it. I'll tell you guys about it, that it's called the purple one, and I put the link in the chat in case you ever want to, see what kind of Prince videos I love to listen to and work out to. And every now and then I'll just throw one in there like, wow, I haven't heard this. May not be my favorite, and then I'll throw it in there, and then I'm like, that's probably wasn't why it wasn't my favorite, and then I'll take it out. But okay, so the reason why I brought that topic up was just for you to think about the viewer. And if you're going to start using those end cards that are for playlists, just try to make them be more specific. Try to make them be shorter. 3, 4, 5 videos, and not unless they're really, really short. Because, oh, by the way, that's a new trend on YouTube, is having videos that are under a minute. Like 30-second videos, 50-second videos. You guys are going to see me put up some of those really short videos. Not the same as the stories, because I also have access to YouTube stories. So check my YouTube stories out. But an actual video, and you'll know the difference because, for one thing, it'll be in landscape mode. It's a video. So anyway, but you can use the portrait mode, and it'll still, and it shows up on the home screen. 30-second videos are going big. I think they are because they are featuring them on the homepage. And because you guys are so special and so wonderful to me, I'm going to show you, because a lot of times we always think, let me put it to you like this. When I first started seeing these videos, I was confused. I really didn't know what they were, so I was ignoring them. And then I heard someone talk about them, maybe, and that's when it dawned on me. I'm like, oh, this is a thing. Okay, so I'm see if I can show you my phone just disappeared from Camp Choices. I don't know why, but there's always more than one way to skin a cat. And as you guys know, I have more than one way to share my phone here. So when that one doesn't work, we do another one. Okay, it's coming. It's coming. All right, let's get me off of here. All right, so now we're on YouTube. We're going to go to YouTube Home. Forget breaking news. I'll never pay it any attention. Here we go, right here. Short video. So I'm on the home page, on the home screen. Like I said, forget breaking news. We know we don't want to hear that right now. Okay. And I'm seeing one of Shelly Saves the Day. I love her. She posted something on her community tab. All right. That's right at the top of my YouTube. Then there's something else that YouTube knows I probably would be interested in because they're talking about live streaming. Oh, jeez, it started playing the video. Sorry, that's why you guys. I did. I tapped on it just a little too gently. All right. Sorry. Sorry, friends. All right. And now, here we go. Right after that video. So there's one community post, one video from somebody I don't subscribe to. And now, here we are with, let me get myself picture in picture on here. Nope. Can't get the picture in picture. Don't worry about it. Short videos. So here we got an 8-month-old baby. Of course, you guys know I've been watching a lot of baby videos. So it's just under 30 seconds. Then the next video is, oh, darn it. The next video is 55 seconds. Just under 30 seconds, 34 seconds, 28 seconds. So they're just under 30 and under a minute. Oh, here's one that's only 15 seconds, but it's about cats. So, well, that's an anomaly. And there's a limited amount of them. So, see, there would be more, there's opportunity for more people to be showing me short videos. And none of those channels I subscribe to. They're people I've never, ever heard of before. Okay? So that is important. It's important, guys. All right. So let me get myself back on here now. So I just wanted to make you aware of that trend, putting up short videos. And I do know someone who has a channel who's doing it. And let's see if I can find him. And this person, speaking of Udemy, you guys saw me with that old time Udemy video. And this person is a Udemy instructor. And he's got a great, he's built up like almost 10,000 subscribers because he has hundreds of thousands of students on Udemy. Okay, well, I can't say that's why he built them up. I mean, I really don't know his whole YouTube journey, but I do know this. Look at the latest from TJ Walker, 37 seconds, 50 seconds. You know, he doesn't have a lot of views on them yet, but he's working it. He's working it. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. And I think it's definitely something worth exploring. And in a minute, I'll figure out how to get myself back on cam. There you go. All right. Oh my goodness. This has been so much fun. Let's see what Beauty Bubble says. And she says, Clips Shorts of Cliff Notes approach to videos is really worth the learning. Yes, and it's worth experimenting because, you know, what YouTube is trying to do is take away those story viewers, those story watchers from Instagram and Facebook. Y'all know they keep competing for us, right? So everybody doesn't have access to stories. I just got the access. And as a matter of fact, while we were here, might as well be doing tell-alls, right? And you guys are hanging with me, so I'll do a tell-all and I'll show you here. It was a sneak peek. I don't know if you guys noticed it or not. You know, I just started doing stories last week, and already I got 782 views on my stories because it gives you your stories counts, but I didn't gain any subscribers, which is fine. It makes sense because probably people that are seeing my stories are already my subscribers because everybody in my stories are people that I subscribe to, except this World of Africa. Not unless I just subscribe to that by mistake. It's possible. Because I shouldn't say mistake. They got some great videos on this World of Africa. They really do have some good videos on here. But yeah, see, I'm not subscribed. But they all these other channels I am subscribed to. So, kind of the fact that I didn't gain any subscribers, well, that only makes sense because only my subscribers have seen the videos. So, hopefully, I won't lose any. That's my concern. Because, it's a different format. The people, you guys are used to watching me for an hour and 25 minutes. You're not used to seeing me do an Instagram story. Basically, it's the same kind of stories. In fact, the same stories that I did them for YouTube. I created them for YouTube. But this morning I was like, I might as well just upload these to Instagram. Oh, and by the way, I didn't know because you don't hear a lot of people talking about YouTube stories. I mean, you may see a video here or there, like maybe Justin Brown has created a video. I think he did one. I'm not sure if D. Niman has done one. Probably. However, you don't hear a lot of talk and chatter about YouTube stories. Okay. So I did not know that once you post that story, you create it on your phone, and once you post it up to YouTube, you can't download it. I was like, I can't. What? You can't download it from your phone. All right, I had to finish the sentence. You can't download them from your phone. But, however, what I found when I was prepping for today's video is that you can download them from desktop. Whew, thank goodness. I was about to be mad at YouTube, y'all. I want you to know. uh yeah, YouTube wants to stop IG from stories. Yeah, and maybe not so much stop. They just want to make sure that they have an alternative out there for people who are on YouTube. They don't want people leaving YouTube to go watch stories. They want to be able to, like, if you're already here on YouTube, we want to provide stories for you too. Okay, so here we are. We're over in your YouTube videos lineup, right? I'm in analytics, but I'm not looking at analytics. I'm in studio, but I'm looking at the videos tab, right? I'm hovering over it so you can see. And they always split out our uploads versus our lives, which I find to be a big bummer, but that's the way they decided to do it. And then here's stories. Whew, thank goodness. And guess what? Only the active stories are here. Which I just thought about that just now. The stories I made last week aren't here. So you got to come in here. If you ever get access to stories, you better come in here and download those bad boys before they go away. Because YouTube stories stay longer. I want to say somewhere between 4 and 6 days. They don't go away in 24 hours, but they don't stay forever. But baby, if you need your stories. Now, the other thing I could have done before I posted it on my phone, I could have downloaded it before posting it. I think. Wait, let's do that. Wait. So no archive of your YouTube stories. That is important to know. Yeah. I'm just finding it out. That's why I said no, really people aren't talking about it that much. So YouTube stories are there, and I was really excited when I got to 10K. I was like, oh my gosh, I got access to stories. But wait. Yeah, no, before I show y'all that, I'm showing y'all all my secrets right now, okay? I just want y'all to know because I appreciate y'all for being here with me. All right, so I'm just going to pretend like I'm going to create a story. I'm not going to post it. Just found out that I can't download a story after I post it here. So see, there is a save button there at the bottom. So it's a good thing that they give you that option. Wait a minute, hang on. It's a good thing they give you that option. So If you don't remember, now it won't let me get out of there. Probably because I got the discard changes. Oh, probably because I got the air server still on. So let me stop screen sharing. Okay. Now will it let me back out? It doesn't want to let me back out of this. I just want y'all to know. It's like I am pressing X X X X X. It's like no, no. You started the story. You're gonna finish it. What do you think? You're just gonna use us for your tutorial? Nah, baby. You're gonna have to post this. No, I'm not. I'll get out of it. Yeah, even if I have to reboot my phone, I would get out of that. Yes. So yeah, it's something else that I learned. And one more thing. I said I was going to show you guys one more of my secrets. And I don't even know what made me take a look at this, okay, the other day. The other day, I was just like, let me just go over to this monetization tab. And, oh, you know why? I'm sorry. I do know why I went over here. I do know why I went over here. Because my daughter is having problems with monetizing her channel. I don't know why that screen share is not working. There it is. Okay, my daughter's having problems with monetizing her channel. And technical problems, not problems with you views or anything like this. She's got the views, she's got the subscribers and all that stuff. So I'm trying to diagnose and kind of like reverse engineer what's different about my channel and the way my things are set up and hers. And so I went over to this monetization tab, and here it is right here, these ways that I can earn money from my channel. And what? Lo and behold, I can set up channel memberships. I didn't even know that YouTube never sent me a thing to say, you can do this now. So, what I need to do is get the artwork together because the badges and the emojis are probably the most important thing about the whole process. Because it used to be, or at least it was said, that you had to have 30,000 subscribers to get access to memberships. But I actually have it. I just want to get some nicely done emojis and badges for you guys. I don't want to use what I use over on Twitch because that's some stuff I just hacked together from Snapchat, and it's Twitch, so nobody cares. But so it's I gotta figure out who I'm gonna get to make those badges and emojis for me, and then I also have to set up like what am I going to offer? I don't know. We shall see. Oh, I gotta wait for that comment to come over into Ecamm. There it is. Big family bloggers are setting these up now and seeing great success. Oh yeah, I mean even the YouTube educators, they all, like I said, Nick Nimmin has it, D Nimmin has it. I think Brian Johnson has it. Of course, Tim Schmoyer has it. I think Tim Schmoyer was the first person that I signed up. No, actually, Daryl Eves was the first person that I signed up for, but then he doesn't. He keeps saying we're going to be more consistent. I promise, and he's this guy. He's so super busy with making bukus of money doing other things with YouTube that just having a channel is just like icing on the cake that he just don't have time. Plus, you got to remember the man got like 5, 6, 7 kids or something like that. Whereas with Tim Schmoyer, he's got all those children, but at the same time, YouTube is more of his YouTube channel is like a big part of how he gets people to come into his membership, whereas Daryl actually runs other people's channels. It's a whole story. I can't really just make excuses for anybody else and why they're not being consistent, but And maybe Daryl does have another channel that he's got with his family that I just don't know about. Uh, but when you say the family vloggers, I'm assuming that they're not making content for children, because any content that's for children just really can't be monetized at all, not even with memberships. So, yeah, it's such a tricky thing going on now with that. And Facebook, as I've said in my Instagram live yesterday, which is on IGTV in case you want to watch it, and it's also on my Facebook page. Facebook, I talked about how YouTube is battling with Facebook. Facebook is fighting back because they are providing super amounts of ways that we can monetize over on Facebook, us creators, and not with us buying ads and all that stuff. But they've got some really attractive things going on. I'm not talking about Facebook gaming either. So, like the paid events, where at this time you get to keep all the money, things like that. So I'm exploring that. I started yesterday, and I'm going to be doing more paid events. In fact, I may do one later on today, kind of like wrapping up what we just talked about here on YouTube, because it's a completely different audience and things over there on Facebook. So we shall see. I will keep you posted. So make sure you're connected with me over there on Facebook. And it's if anybody has a Facebook page, just know that you do not always have to type out the words Facebook. You just go fb.com/Miss Ileane Speaks. And of course, that link is in the description of this video. So, I have fun on my Facebook page. You know, it's interesting because I love, 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 love YouTube and the video watching experience. Of course, it's different over there than it is over here. But hey, if they were all the same, then we really wouldn't. We wouldn't even be able to pick and choose and decide. We'd be like, well, they're all the same. So there's got to be some kind of subtle differences. And let's face it, YouTube had a huge head start on building out a way more sophisticated platform than Facebook does. However, Facebook has, you know, y'all know what Facebook has, right? They got the people. They have the people. YouTube has a lot of people, but Facebook has the people. So more people on Facebook than are on YouTube. I know that's hard to believe. I know that's really hard to believe. You just let that marinate for a minute. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, when I start off my live streams, this was a tradition that started when I was at the hairdresser, because I go to the hairdresser every 2 weeks outside of when we were locked down and COVID, we couldn't go. Every 2 weeks for the last 20 years, or if not more, I go to the hair salon. And I don't know why. I just felt like saying something different one day. So as I was leaving, and of course, there's ladies under the hair dryer, there's ladies at the sink, there's ladies sitting in the chair, there's some ladies that are just still hanging out, chatting, or waiting to be waited on. And so it was one of those days when there was ladies all around. And so I just looked at my ladies and I said, you know what? Instead of just saying goodbye, I'll say, stay beautiful. And then I brought that over here to you guys, my audience, here on YouTube, or anywhere where I do a live stream or if I do a pre recorded video. But I put more meaning behind it. And I usually start off the stream or the video by saying, hello, beautiful people. And it does not matter if you're a man. And men might be saying, why is she calling me beautiful? Well, they wouldn't say it like that. They'd be like, why is she calling me beautiful? It doesn't matter if you're a man, doesn't matter if you're a woman, doesn't matter if you're non-binary. I don't care about none of that. It's what's in here that's important. And I know it's beautiful because, we have been brought together on this planet. You know, you're here with me, I'm here with you. That's not a coincidence. There's some force out here that is orchestrating all of this that's going on. And the beautiful people are all together. Believe me. Okay. And so sometimes I know that you've got something that you want to say. You have this beautiful message, this beautiful intention and spirit and aura that you want to put out in the world. And then you're like, nah, I don't know how to go live on YouTube. I'm not really sure like what button should I push? I want to do Instagram story, but what do I push the thing at the bottom or I'm here to show you what button to push, even though I couldn't figure out where to add those sites, associated websites on YouTube. I'm going to find it though. And, I want to help you so that you don't feel intimidated by the technology. I want to help you so that when it's time for you to speak up, it's time for you, somebody hands you the mic and says, why do you think Black Lives Matter? Why is it important that women get equality in the workplace? I want you to not sit there and like, well, I'm not really sure. Can you ask her? No, you're going to be able to speak up because you're going to put into practice the things that you see me doing, the things that I suggest to you, because I'm just going to be like in the back of your mind wherever you go on this globe. And you're going to know that you have a beautiful message. You can get it out there. Come back if you have any questions on the technology, how to say it, when to say it, where to say it. All that we'll discuss it. We'll figure it out together. That's what I'm here for. And so, with that, I feel like my mission has been accomplished here today. I wanted to show you about using YouTube cards. I hope that I've inspired you to set up those end screens. And you also know how to dig down into the depths of your studio in YouTube and find out what's working and what's not. So, with that, as always, stay beautiful.